Hello, everybody. This is Barbara Drazga, and tonight we are here with Perry Belcher on how to sell more stuff using premiums. So I'm going to go ahead and just stop the share so you can get a headshot of us and see what Perry looks like, and then he's going to launch into his presentation. But before I do that, let me just introduce myself real quick. My name is Barbara Drazga, and you know me as AKA The Deal Diva. And I've got a newsletter, ecominsights.com. Go ahead and join it. And I do news and analysis. I write, analysis of things that are happening in the Amazon and online seller space. And you can get that newsletter at ecominsights.com. You can join my group, the Deal Diva group, Business Building for Amazon Sellers. It's not just for girls, of course. That was just the Deal Diva is a moniker somebody gave me at an auction once, and I kept outbidding him and winning him. But it is inclusive of male and female. Go to facebook.com/group/Deal Diva. And of course, I'm the creator of the Bundle Masterclass. If you want to learn how to create profitable bundles that sell you around Amazon and beyond, go to bundlemasterclass.com and join us. Enough about me. Perry Belcher. This guy is hard to nail down for a webinar. He's so dang busy. So I am thrilled that he has agreed to hang out with us tonight. He is the co-founder, and if I'm wrong, correct me in this, co-founder of Digital Marketer and the co-founder of Warbird Mastermind, which is like $30,000 a year mastermind group, guys. He knows what he's talking about. You can go to bit.ly/offer intensive and take a look at his Las Vegas event coming up in 2 weeks that I'm actually planning to go to. And you can see him on facebook.com/theperrybelcher. And I'll put all of this in the chat so you guys can see the links again. But for now, I'm just going to stop sharing and get started with the live Perry Belcher instead of our screenshots. How you doing?
We're doing video. Hey, what's up? You want to do video now? Or you want to do a
tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Why should we listen to you? The good stuff.
And I'll go through a little bit of it. I'll hit bullet points of it in the presentation. But yeah, I'm Perry Belcher. I'm Ryan Dice is my business partner. We started digitalmarketer.com together about 10 years ago. This year, between 10 and almost 11 years ago.
Wow.
The largest training company in the internet marketing space by a pretty big long shot. We've got the biggest marketing conference in the world now with the Traffic and Conversion Summit in San Diego every year that I think you go to, Barbara.
I did. Well, this year was my first year, and if you guys follow me in my Facebook group, you saw me posting from there and all the things I was learning at that event. It was business changing. Traffic and conversion was business changing. So thank you for that, for putting that on.
It's really different for me to watch it because it's grown far beyond. It was funny, this year we had more people working at Traffic and Conversion Summit than we had attend the first one. So it was pretty awesome. We had about 280 people at the first one. And this year we had 350 or 356 employees working.
Wow.
And it's almost 7,000 attendees. It was pretty crazy.
It really was.
Yeah. So,
but in a good way.
But before all that, going backwards in time, I started off in retail, actually. I started off with retail stores. My first business was a push cart in a mall. I built that into 42 jewelry stores by the time I was 21, which is kind of crazy. Money went broke, came back up, went broke again, came back up. About 11 years ago now, I was doing really well. I had I always had 5 or 6 different things going on at the same time.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
No, just keep going. Alexa's talking to me for some reason.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, we had 5 or 6 different things going on at the same time. One of them, I've got to be friends with Ryan. I got to be friends with a lot of people in the industry, Frank Kern, a bunch of these guys that I've known now for years and years. But one of my companies was a dietary supplement company, and I got in trouble and got wiped out, lost all of my money, almost went to jail, as it's a very risky business. People tell you that the supplement business is risky and litigious. It absolutely is. And I got in a lot of trouble and lost everything. And I thought maybe, my business career was pretty much over. And I had to learn to sell. I made a decision to learn to sell based on people's emotions versus making claims about things and understanding what people really needed at the core. Figuring out by the way, that all worked out. It was, at the end of the day, it was all good. It was really about money and whatnot. And it actually fused Ryan and I together. He called me up after all that happened and said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "Well, I really don't know. My phone's not ringing off the hook." And he said, "Well, if you want to come down with me, I've got a company in Austin, Texas. And if you want to help me build it, I'll give you half of it." And I said, "Okay." So that's what we did. And at the time, it was a pretty small company. And we grew it 700% in less than a year. And now it's a multi-million-dollar international company with, Digital Marketer has, I think it's 140 offices worldwide now, because through our Digital Marketer Certified Partner Program. So it's pretty amazing what they've done over there. So about 5 years ago, we decided to start running different divisions. So Ryan stayed running the digital marketer business, the business-to-business side of what we do. I moved over to run our consumer division, which is sewing.com and homesteading.com and all of those, the survivallife.com is one of our bigger ones a lot of people hear about in the survival space. We own the American Gun Association, a bunch of other things like that. So I take care of all that. And then along that same time, we took on another partner named Roland Frazier, which a lot of people have heard of. Brilliant guy, attorney, accountant, entrepreneur, infomercial producer, all that stuff. I think you know Roland pretty well, Barbara, right?
Sorry, I muted myself. Well, I know him. We've talked and we met once, but we're kind of internet friends. But I can't say that I know him personally. I'd love to be able to, but step by step.
He's very different than me. He's a born rich, got richer guy. And really probably everybody always says the smartest guy in the room. So I got two really good partners. I got lucky. And so now I get to do what I like doing. I like selling stuff. I don't like selling information so much. I don't like selling training so much. I don't mind speaking. It's kind of fun to me. But I like selling stuff. I like selling physical merchandise. So that's what I do now. But along the way, we figured out some ways to build monthly recurring revenue from physical product sales. We figured out how to sell a lot more physical products by leveraging premiums. And I was okay at it, and I got really, really good at it later on. I'll kind of explain why. But, and really I think over the last 10 years or so, I've created around 300 sales letters or offers or video sales letters to sell different products. And I've gotten really pretty good at that. And it's kind of what I'm known as, I guess, as an offer creator. So what I was going to talk about tonight is particularly how to enhance offers by the use of premiums, which I know you already do. You call it something different with bundling. It is bundling is a form of premiums, but there are all kinds of ways to use premiums in your business, all the way from using premiums to get people to attend your webinars, for instance. Or there's a jillion ways. And what you see with premiums, people oftentimes go to pricing and discounts instead of using premiums. And in my experience, premiums are always more effective. I mean, not sometimes, but every single time, especially when executed properly. And I kind of want to just walk through tonight, tell you guys about executing premiums correctly in your marketing campaigns, tell you how I use them, and kind of use that as a demonstration to show a little bit about what we're talking about, the intensive, the offer creation intensive. And hey, I know that's not for everybody, but if you happen to get out, it'd be fun to have you out there. But if not, my job tonight is to make sure you learn something that hopefully will be business changing for you before you can execute tonight before you go to bed,
And just to translate a little bit, the terminology that I use is bonus. It's the same thing as a premium. And then in bundling, what we talk about in our group is putting products together that complement one another and make the person who's landed on our page say, shut up and take my money. But the way that Perry is going to talk about premiums, which kind of just rocked my world on Monday when he described it to me, was and around crafting the offer in our Amazon listings, in the description and the bullet points, wording the offers to increase our conversions. And if you're doing off Amazon traffic, if you're doing pay-per-click, and if you're doing Amazon or Facebook ads or Pinterest ads or anything, getting them to click through to that ad to your landing page.
Pre-sale pages, yeah.
Pre-sale pages. So I'm just going to let him go now, but I wanted to translate that as we're talking premiums in my world equals bonuses and bundling. So go ahead, take it over. It's all yours. Do you know how to share the screen? Down at the bottom.
Should do it. Okay, and then I'll do this thing here, and if I cross my fingers, there, that you should see Barbara and I. Is that right?
Yes, we see you. Yes.
And I screenshotted that out of one of your videos.
I noticed that.
I needed a photo.
Good job.
So anyway, like we said before, I created a new link for you too, Barbara. It's just a little easier to read, but either one of those goes to the same place. We're going to be talking tonight about part of what we're talking about in the master class. If you guys decide to come to that, there you go. That's my big sales pitch. So this presentation is how to 4X your sales using premiums. So I've delivered this now a few times to people who sell information, people who sell Amazon products, people who sell on webinars, people who sell person to person. I've used premiums in belly-to-belly sales. Works very, very well. And I'll kind of give you a bunch of those examples. Like I think we've already talked about most of this. I'm Perry Belcher, digitalmarketer.com founder with Ryan, Rival Brands, all of our consumer brands, the Platter Agency. And there's my phone number. Everybody says, is that really your phone number? Yep, that's my cell phone. I carry in my pocket every day. If you guys need anything from me, feel free to text me if you want to jot that down. That's my official everyday text message phone number. I give it out to thousands of people a year at TNC. Everybody's respectful to me with time, but if you ever need anything, I'm glad to help you. I've sold $400 million worth of product online. I think that's one of the things that really distinguishes me a little bit over some of the other people in the crowd. It's very well very well documented, recorded. At least 400 million, probably more. Our War Room Mastermind group is 130 people now, I think, that sell over $10 million a year each online. Some sell hundreds of millions. So the techniques and stuff that I teach really have generated far more sales than that. And this is the biggest lesson that I had learned about marketing up until, I don't know, a year ago. There's a joke that, I can't believe how dumb I was 2 weeks ago. But I found this old ad that I replied to. I don't know if you guys want to pop in the chat and say, yep, me too. That'd be cool. Because I think everybody over the age of 40 at one time or another bought something from Columbia House Records. It was this, they ran this ad forever and ever and ever. It was 13 records or tapes for just $1. This is the 8-track ad, which is more from my era because I'm old as dirt. But they ran cassettes, DVDs, CDs, etc. And this was the ultimate tripwire offer in my mind. So a tripwire offer to me is an offer that converts someone from being a prospect into being a buyer. And here's the magic that we found out in our business at Digital Marketer. If any of you are Digital Marketer customers, you probably became a Digital Marketer customer by buying a $7 execution report at one time or another. It might have been a little report on a very thin, we call it a thin report. So in other words, it was very narrow in topic. So there may have been a little report on how to buy Facebook video ads. And it's a little small execution plan that was $7. That's how most people come into Digital Marketer. They come in through very low end sales. Same with our products and sewing.com and all the others that we operate, DIYprojects.com, Survival Life. They all come in buying very, very inexpensive things and they become a buyer. So my email list in the consumer side of our business right now actively is 2.2 million people. Our full list is 5.2 million. It's ridiculously huge. But the crazy part is 75% of the people on my list have bought something from me at one time or another. And those buyers, each buyer, in my opinion, is worth 10 prospects. So I love this model of converting tire kickers and lookers over to a tripwire buyer. And the secret of a big tripwire offer is just something that's ridiculous, right? It's like this offer. It's 10 records or tapes for $1. If they understood their tripwire offer was to get people to buy these 10 records or tapes and then put them into a club where they got more music every single month. So they understood their economics. They understood that the average person stayed in a certain period of time and that they were going to earn more money back long term than they were losing on the front. And this has been really the cornerstone of everything I've done pretty much my whole career. From, I've used this to start landscaping businesses where we would mow people's lawn for $1 the first time that we mowed it, just to show them we could do a great job, right? It's an irresistible offer. One good about the value, they feel obligated to you to give you regular work, right? It can be used for that. It can be used to sell survival products. We use it to sell a number of things. And I'll show you some examples in a minute. But we bring people in, we make them customers, and then we sell them more things, hopefully over a long period of time, as long as we deliver them really good value and treat them well, right? So, but the tripwire was really a mystery to me. I didn't really understand exactly why it worked, other than like the psychological truism that buyers in motion tend to stay in motion. That's why everybody uses upsells. That's why when you're a department store, they always ask you want something else. If you go to McDonald's, they ask you if you want to supersize the meal. Buyers in motion tend to say yes to the next thing that's offered right away while they're under that ether of buying joy, right? But then I met this guy. His name is CLAYTON MAKEPEACE. He's one of the greatest living copywriters in the world. And I was explaining to him the tripwire and how I used it to sell memberships. So an example for us is the American Gun Association. So we'll sell T-shirts that appeal to gun owners, and we'll give them away almost for free. And then in the upsell, we tell people about our American Gun Association, ask them if they want to become a member or not. And that's done pretty well for us for a long time, but it was starting to slip, and I wasn't getting everything that I wanted out of it. And CLAYTON came to me one day and he said, we were sitting down, he's looking through my offer, and he says, man, you got the greatest offer in the world, but you're talking too much about what you're actually selling. They don't want what you're actually selling. In fact, he said, they don't really want your shit, right? They don't want what you're selling. They just want the premium. Even if they need it, even if it's really important to them, what they really, really want is the premium or the gift that you're giving them. So when we started to apply that to our business, everything began to change. When we stopped talking so much in the sales process about all the benefits of what we were selling, actually we sold lots more. And I'll show you statistics and examples of that in just a second. But first, I just want to show you how our business works. We have an Amazon component to our business, but we'll have a lead magnet, like a quiz, a contest, a calculator, anything to get people to join our email list. And then we make a tripwire sale. Immediately upon subscribing to our list, we always make some very low dollar offer immediately on the thank you page after a subscriber subscribes. If you're not doing this right now, you should be, because that's how you build a list, and it really will build you a really good list of real buyers, not just prospects. And then we offer them a membership offer, right? A newsletter, a box of the month, a community. And then if they don't buy the membership also has another premium. So we offer a premium at the membership level for joining the membership. If they don't buy the membership, then we'll offer them the ability to buy the gift only on Amazon or other multiple channels. And then finally, down the road, the general idea is we're going to sell them something that's of a bigger ticket once they're on the list and they've had a couple of really good high value experiences. Now, obviously, if they have a bad experience through steps 1, 2, 3, they're unlikely to buy my bigger ticket product at the end, right? If I can over deliver them value and a good experience in the first steps, they're much more likely to buy my big ticket in the back. Our funnels are very complicated by most people's standards. You can kind of see here, I won't go through all these with you because I know most of you guys are Amazon sellers, so they don't matter to you. But these are the kind of funnels that we use. You've probably bought trainings or bought other things from people who use sophisticated funnels like this and kind of experience some of this. But this is the way that our business works, is quite different. But it really all culminates around this tripwire sale with a premium. So right now, all of our products, like for instance, the Family Protection Association is our Survivalist Preparedness Association. When somebody's buying there, they're getting a 1-year trial membership and a magazine subscription. But what really makes the sale is a piece of survival gear or a gadget, right? That's the tripwire. And they're only spending anywhere between $3 and $6 on that initial premium. They're just paying the shipping, right? But it's amazing. My average value on a $4 sale is around $153 over a calendar year. So you might want to think about that. My average value on a $4 sale is around $153 over the course of a year. So it's quite a different game to play. That's something we can talk about in the future if you guys want to. But the big thing about premiums that were crazy for me is that every time we use a premium when we sell, our average increase in conversions around 400%. Now that's for us because we're using ridiculous premiums. And I'll show you some examples where the impact is not as big, but still substantial. But for us, if we're going to sell, like this was an example, we were selling this book, the Emergency Disaster Handbook, and we were getting around a 2.3% conversion on Facebook. But when we added a credit card knife to it, by the way, I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these things or not, but they fold up their little credit card, a knife that folds up like a credit card. They're the #1 most seized item now by the TSA because we sold 1.4 million of them over a course of 18 months. Actually, in Canada, they have big signs. If anybody's Canadian, you're on tonight, you know what I'm talking about. At every Canadian airport, there's actually a picture of my credit card knife telling people they can't bring them on a plane. But we sold a lot of them. But look at the difference, 2.3% conversion to 14.5% front-end conversion by the addition of a premium, right? That's like it's 550, 600% increase. If you are selling anything right now that you're not adding a premium to, you can really, really, really blow it out with a premium. There are a few things you need to know about a premium. A premium, people get confused about premiums. And when Barbara said earlier, premiums like a premium bundling is a premium. It's a form of a premium. There are basically 3 forms of premiums. There are premiums, there are front-end premiums, there are bundles, and there are bonuses, right? So those things are kind of sort of different. A premium is presented with the product right up front, and a really good premium has a distinction over a bundle or a bonus. A really good premium many times has very little to do with the product you're buying. Write this down. It just has to be something people want. It just has to be something people want. Is anybody here over 50? Can you type in the chat box if you're over 50 and just say, yep, I'm an old fart like you?
I'm an old fartress.
So if you're over 50, I'm 53. If you're over 50, I know I look good. You don't have to say that. I'm just joking. But if you can remember the savings and loans days when they were trying to get people to open bank accounts, right? So what was the premium to open a savings and loan bank account or a CD? It was a set of steak knives or a toaster oven or a shotgun in Texas, believe it or not. If you opened a CD, you got a shotgun, right? What's a shotgun have to do with a bank account or a toaster or a set of steak knives? Has nothing to do with it. If you've ever went on vacation and got one of those vacation pitches where they want you to buy a timeshare, how did they get you in to talk about that timeshare? They offered you some gift, some premium, right? It wasn't something you need. A good premium is never, ever, 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 ever something someone needs. It's always something someone wants. And it doesn't have to have a lot to do with the thing that they're buying. So remember that. Here's some examples of premiums that we use in our businesses. So in our garden business and our survival business, we give away a lot of card decks. We use card decks as premiums. So when people sign up for one of our memberships or when they're buying one of our books, we'll add a set of cards to it. Cards are very inexpensive to get print. I can print it. I can give you guys a lot of resources on some of these things, sourcing and printing if you want, because we do most of this stuff in-house. But this set of cards for our gardening program increased our conversion 2.5%. The credit card knife I've already talked to you about. Our high beam tactical flashlight. These are our brands, by the way. Our high beam tactical flashlight is used for survival. This survival bracelet is used for survival. Our biggest survival premium right now is this. You guys may have seen ads for it in Facebook. It's this little multi-tool. We've sold about, 700,000 of those so far, or given them away for people who joined our association. 16.6% conversion rate to cold traffic on Facebook. This is in here for a particular reason. This looks like makeup. It's not makeup. This is a picture of makeup printed on a cell phone case. So I use this to illustrate a good premium. A good premium does 2 things. One, or a good trip bar, a good premium does 2 things. One, it's something people want or it's desirable. And 2, it really helps to identify the audience. So who would want in Anybody want to guess who my audience is that I give away this cell phone case to?
Me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. It's for my makeup tutorials brand and the American Beauty Association.
I totally want that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have a phone that fits it, and I want it.
Yeah. So people who are in the makeup space are really enthusiasts of makeup, or particularly makeup artists. That's who I'm looking for. So they'll want this thing. If I gave away a clear cell phone case here that protected your phone, it would be a worthless premium for me because I wouldn't know anything about that buyer. It doesn't tell me anything about their buyer intent, right? T-shirts are the very best tripwire that we do. This iPack T-shirt, we've done about 300, 400,000 iPack T-shirts. We've sold 60,000 memberships into the American Gun Association with this T-shirt. So by selling this T-shirt, free plus shipping, we don't make any money on it, mind you, on this premium, but we do get $17 a month into perpetuity for the people who join. You can even win a presidential election with a premium. The Make America Great hat was a premium for fundraising for the Trump campaign. So it's a very effective tool in the selling of anything, even an idea, and actually physical hardbound books. And we'll talk about why a book can indeed be a premium in just a minute, but I'll give you a perfect example of it. A book can be added to another product as a premium, or you can add other products to a book as a premium. So this was an example. Ryan wrote this book called The Invisible Selling Machines, very good book. It's on the, how to build automated marketing and automatic selling systems. And when we released that book to our own audience, we were kind of disappointed because we got less than a 4% conversion rate to friends of digital marketer. And I think it was just that people had more advanced trainings. Nobody gets too terribly excited about buying a book, because it implies work to read it, right? But it was crazy. When we added an I'm Smarter T-shirt to this book, we got an 11% conversion rate. So almost 2.5 times the conversion rate by adding a $3 T-shirt to the book. So it's pretty crazy. When you got to realize that over the digital marketer space, a new client to digital marketer is worth almost $300 a year. So giving away a $3 shirt, who cares? We acquired a new customer that'll spend $300 this year. If you guys use Jungle Scout, you can, I'm sure some of you do, you can look this up. But like the tarot book, this tarot book barely registers in sales. The tarot cards by themselves don't do that well. But when they bundle the tarot cards and the tarot book together, even though the price point is 2 times either one of them, they actually achieve more unit sales. So that's more of a bundling example like Barbara's talking about. And it works on, like I says, it works on Amazon too. I don't know if these are actually current today, but if you look up this Black Mass stuff, I think this absolutely worked. This listing's winning primarily because of the addition of the applicator in the bundle. And this was winning that category sometime back. I don't know if it still is or not. One of our clients is Wiley Publishing, and this is pretty crazy. So they have a Ukulele for Dummies books, like $12. They couldn't give this book away. These guys had ukuleles that were inexpensive, and they couldn't sell them. When Wiley bundled up the ukulele with the For Dummies book, even though this is $50 with the tuners and picks, the price point went up like 500%. It outsold the book in units, not in dollars, in units, by almost 1,000%. So bundling and premium, adding premiums to the front of your office are huge. This is the one that makes me the craziest of all. So my friend YANIK Silver has been my good friend for a long time. He's a master copywriter, has one of the best courses on copywriting around. And he's a fanatical tester, a split tester. So he's been trying to, he sells his $2,000 course forever. It's $1997. And he's tried forever to figure out a premium to add to the course to make it sell better. And nothing worked. Because he was doing the same thing I was, which is dumb. He was adding more courses. He was adding more learning. You know what that translates to in most people's minds? More work, right? When he added a $2 coffee mug that said, "Kiss me, I'm a copywriter," You got a 16% lift on a $2,000 course. Nothing else would lift the course but a coffee mug. Why do you think that is? Because it was a premium somebody wanted. They didn't need a coffee mug. They wanted this coffee mug because it was special to them, right? So here's a writer down for you.
You're going to have to tell Yannick I'm ripping that off and I'm making a Kiss Me, I'm a Bundler t-shirt and mug.
Yeah, you know Yannick? Yannick's great. He's one of my favorite people.
Back in the day, 10 years ago when I was talking at internet marketing events, I knew Yannick.
Yeah, Yannick's a super good dude. But anyway, yeah, Yannick, I called Yannick to when I did this presentation a few weeks ago. I said, I remember this story. Is that correct? He said, yeah, absolutely. Still working. So anyhow, you know, write this down too if you can. People buy things. This is my only original quote I think I ever made. People buy things that remind them and tell others who they are. People buy things that remind themselves and tell others who they are. We have a need to identify things. We have a need to sort. It's a brain tick that most people don't know that humans have. But if I ask you, well, I'll tell you right now. I'm a grandfather. I just became a grandfather. My daughter will kill me if she hears this. I don't remember the exact date. But about 3 weeks and a day ago, right? My first grandchild. Does anybody have a question about that? Would anybody like to know more information about what I just told you?
That you're a grandfather and you look so young.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's obviously. Is there anything you'd like to ask about the baby?
What gender is the baby?
Why do you care?
Boy or girl? That's what somebody else asked. Marcella asked that too. Why do we care? Interesting. I don't know.
You don't care. But your brain has to sort that data. It's forced to. So because of that, this is totally a subconscious thing that we do. We buy, even the kind of clothes we wear, even the kind of car we drive, we do a lot of those things to remind ourselves. Like, I drive a fast car because I want to remind people that I'm cool, right, and hip and still young. I want to be still young. A person that buys a Prius, it reminds me that I'm still virile, right, or all that. A person who buys a Prius might want to remind themselves that they're smart and economical and you know, frugal or wise. They don't need all that other, you know, people do almost everything they do. They don't know it. They don't know they're doing it, but they're buying stuff all the time that build their persona or they build their identity. So don't lose that, right? Nothing will sell your product more than a premium who helps people to tell others who they are and what they're about. Okay. So I'm going to try to play this video, Barbara. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it. You probably can hear it through my speakers. I don't think there's a way to play computer audio on this presentation and make it crystal clear. Is there?
That I'm not sure of, but go ahead and we'll figure it out. Okay,
because this is important. If you can't hear it, let me know and I'll kind of translate it.
Buying Christmas presents for my boyfriend is one of the most impossible things ever. Everything I get him, he always wants to return. The stores are busy, the cashiers are impatient. Christmas shopping is just about the only thing that wrecks the holiday season.
Catch this. It's Sports Illustrated's most exciting Christmas gift ever, the football phone. Free with a paid subscription to SI. It's a telephone.
My goodness, it's a telephone inside of a football. Awesome. It's a phone.
Oh, cool. I would love something like this. Mom, if you're watching, I would love something like this for Christmas. He's looking for the best. It's a phone call.
It looks like a football, but works like a regular phone. The football phone plugs into a standard jack and has push-button dialing, on-off ringer, mute button, and automatic redial.
Hello, Colleen. This is fantastic. I'm at the stadium right now. I have a football phone.
This has got to be out of the price. And the football phone is free.
No way. It's free? Free? That's even better. And I don't have to go shopping for it, I hope. What do I have to do to get this?
Here's the unbelievable catch. The football phone is free if you get Sports Illustrated at their big...
That's hilarious.
You can be billed after the new
It
year,
is.
or you
There's
can
some
use
really
your credit
weird
card
facts
today.
you're gonna hear in a second.
So call now.
That's you're crazy. Nobody cuts prices before Christmas. I'll buy it for my father, my brother, and my boyfriend.
You only pay 99 cents an issue. And the subscription includes the NFL,
Play the whole thing
NBA,
for
and
a
baseball
reason.
previews, the year-end double issue, and the 1991 swimsuit issue.
I would love to have Sports Illustrated for Christmas. I never get anything I want.
Sports Illustrated. I should have thought of that a long time ago.
All I have to do is buy this for all the men in my life, and I wouldn't have any problems at all.
My Christmas worry.
Oh, I hope she orders that for Christmas for me. Love to have this for Christmas. So, Mom, if you're watching, please, for once.
Don't wait. Call our toll-free number. Get Sports Illustrated for all your favorite
almost
fans at SI's biggest Christmas savings ever. And get the football phone free, plus a gift card.
Get Sports Illustrated for me for Christmas. I want this phone.
So
Man, they hit every demographic there.
and this was the example that that Clayton used to demonstrate to me why I was talking way too much about what I do. So look at this. That's a 60-second commercial. They only talked about Sports Illustrated for 14 seconds. The entire rest of the time was about the premium, right? So nobody wants to buy a magazine subscription. Nobody gets excited about that. Nobody wants a magazine subscription. But everybody wanted that dang phone. So much so, I started going back and looking at these things that this is where the light came on in my head. And I realized that when you're looking at this 13 records and tapes, right? 8% of the page is used telling you what you're actually buying. Only 8%, right? But the football phone story is pretty interesting because they sold that right now. Sports Illustrated has a little over 3 million subscribers. At the time they ran the football phone, Rolling Stone did a story about this. You go back and read it. It's a great story. It's the funky little football phone that sold 1 million magazines. But 3 million subscribers. When they ran the football phone promotion, they were going broke. They only had 300,000 subscribers at the time. But look at this. According to Rolling Stone, the football-shaped phone sold 1.6 million subscribers to the magazine between 1986 and 1990. So nobody had ever sold that many magazines ever in the history of magazines in such a fast period of time. It was impossible. So it's amazing what a premium will do, but it won't only do it on the front end. I don't know if any of you have upsells in the products you sell, but we certainly do. So we have premiums, like when somebody comes in and gets one of our premiums to join our association, we want to give them an elite status. We have an elite status that's $17 a month. The front membership is very inexpensive and it's annual. The elite membership is $17 a month. So we were selling our elite membership without a premium. We were only getting a 7.7% conversion rate. With a premium of this knife, because they're all survivally stabby cutty guys, we got a 23% conversion rate to our upsell, which was staggeringly game-changing to our business. And what's interesting, by adding their name, etching their name on the blade and their anniversary date of when they joined, we increased to a 32% membership take rate. And our average member stays a member for around close to 8 months at $17 a month. Plus they buy other things along the way. So you can kind of run the numbers on that between 7.7% and 32%. You'll understand why giving them a premium, if it costs $50, would still be a bargain. It doesn't cost $250. So I was arguing with Clayton about, but I have to give more benefit to my people. So our offer was slipping, and he said, well, let's go in and look at your, look at your video stats, your Wistia stat. And he said, how do you sell? I said, I sell it with a video sales letter. And here's the actual screenshot of the video sales letter. And we watched the video sales letter together, and you can open up your stats in Wistia and it'll show you your engagement and all that. And right here, right, from here down to the arrow, I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, all I'm talking about is the premium. I'm talking about how cool the thing is they're going to get. Right here, I start talking about all the benefits of the organization, right? All the benefits of the membership, the thing I want to actually sell them. Look at this. By the time I get down to where they're ready to buy something, where I'm asking them to buy, I only had 25.5% of my audience left. I'd already lost 50% of my audience talking about the stuff they're going to get every month, right? They don't want it. They just want it buy button to right after the premium and talking for just a real few seconds about the actual membership itself, we were able to double our conversions of membership by shortening the video, making a much less pitchy thing, and just telling them all about the premium. Now, I will put an asterisk by this. If you're doing that with a membership product, as soon as they buy, you're going to have another video that explains the benefits, or they may get buyer's remorse, right? But they don't want to know about all that other crap until after they buy, right? Then you can tell them what they bought. I was down in Florida. I saw the coolest use of a premium in February. There was Big O Tires down there was offering to send a dozen roses to your wife on Valentine's Day if you would buy a set of tires in the month of January or February, right? So guys buy tires. You're going to buy tires somewhere, right? Are you going to buy them at one tires are all about the same price? Are you going to buy them from the guy that's going to send your wife roses, or are you going to buy them from the guy where you get nothing? Obviously, you're going to buy them from the premium. You would probably buy them to get the premium more quickly than you would buying them somewhere else at even a discount. So this stuff's pretty heavy when you get into it. I've never found a case where a discount outperforms a premium when used correctly. Never found a case. So you might want to stop talking so much about the features and benefit of your product and talk more about the coolness of your premium and how badly they want it. Using physical premium, this is not really premiums, but it's an interesting thing in case you do have a newsletter or a membership of some sort. We had a physical print newsletter for our survival business, and we switched to a digital newsletter. When we did that, our stick rate tanked. Over the next 6 months, we lost tons of members. By running a head-to-head test over the next 6 months, we found that even if you're in the most digital, new age version of whatever you're doing, if you're putting out a newsletter and charging for it, or putting out a membership and charging for it, sending somebody a physical thing in addition to their login membership area or whatever you're doing will increase your stick. Usually, in the markets we've tested this in so far, us and our clients, 2.6 times, not 2.6%, 2.6 times. Our digital membership had dropped down to less than 4 months. So it's pretty remarkable. Using physical products instead of a digital product, if you're selling something in the digital world, one of our customers did this, added $10 to their price by adding a hardbound book. There was no difference in conversion, but they did have a 70% drop in chargebacks and refunds. Sending somebody something physical right now is magical. I know you guys already know that, so this is not necessarily in your wheelhouse. If you're in the continuity business, you're building memberships, the power of this is pretty crazy, even at big ticket. One of my friends, Andrew Locke, has a $400 a month continuity program, and he figured out his breakpoints when most people cancel, and he sends them candied pecans a month before they cancel. I think it's a $15 package. The average person stays 2.3 more months at $400 a month. So it's pretty remarkable. So I'm wrapping up. So the ways to use premiums, front-end sales, continuity, obviously we talked about upsells, retention, figuring out if any of your people are leaving and giving them a gift, getting people to come onto your webinars. You can definitely have premiums that you give away at the end of a webinar just to get people to come on the webinar. You give away a premium or drawing at the end. Event attendees, our big event at Traffic Conversion Summit, you get a big bag of goodies when you get there that we talk about and tease before people come to get them to come. If you're using affiliates in your business, affiliates will kill themselves for a prize much more than they will for more commission. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense. Chargeback reductions. You can use this like we showed earlier. Launches. We even give premiums out to get people to write for our blog. So we use premiums. When somebody writes an article for our blog that gets we'll send them out premiums and ask them to be a writer versus sending out an email saying, hey, would you come write for my blog? We'll send them a premium in the mail that says, hey, here's a gift I thought you'd like. Will you come write for our blog? The response is like 50 to 1. So premiums can be used all over your business, especially in the Amazon space. What Barbara's teaching you guys about bundling is crucially important. It's going to be way more important when you come off of Amazon. if you ever decide to take your business off of Amazon, and I think most everybody thinks they probably should at least a little because you're putting a lot of eggs in one basket. When you come off of Amazon, you're going to need premiums. You're going to need every trick in the book because it's much harder to convert off of Amazon than it is on Amazon. So using premiums in your offers, it's not even honestly, it's not even a good idea anymore. It's really a requirement if you're going to have reasonable conversions and be able to pay for media. So that's kind of the thing that I'm going to be talking about. This is one step of a 21-step offer creation process that I use that I'll be talking about in when Barbara and I are in Florida. When Barbara and I are in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks. I've created a pretty cool workshop. It's 2 full days. It's just me, Roland, doing a little bit of funnel hacking, but it's just me for 2 straight days teaching everything that I've learned over the last 20 plus years of creating $400 million worth of offers. And I've told people I think it's the most profitable skill in the world. I absolutely believe it is. Deals, relationships, they drive sales, they drive employment. I make offers to employees to entice them to come work for me versus other employees. And guess what I use? Premiums. Sometimes I use cars to get people to come work for me. It's a premium. It's the same doggone thing. It doesn't matter, right? If I want somebody to come work for me bad enough, I'll get them a house, I'll get them a car, I'll get them whatever they want, the cool corner office that they want. I'll do all that stuff. But learning to craft the perfect offer for every situation has really been the biggest benefit in my life. Like I said, I've sold $400 million of the product with copywriting and offers. I call this the FIB system. It's the fill in the blank system. Basically just teaching you how to answer 21 questions about any product and create the perfect offer for it, even if you suck as a copywriter. It's really, really, really good. It's in Las Vegas, June the 12th and 13th.
Hey, if I could interject real quick, Perry.
Yeah.
Hey guys, a lot of you folks are sourcing wholesale. So think about how you can incorporate this into locking down an exclusive with a wholesale supplier. How can you use premiums to push them over the edge, or crafting and writing the perfect sales letter to wholesale suppliers so that they will beg to work with only you as the only seller on their listings?
We use premiums a lot in trade shows too. When we're showing in trade shows, we use premiums a great deal. I'll talk about this. This is a short presentation. I'll talk about this ad nauseam, but this is just one of 21 parts of my offer creation process. When you click on the link there, you kind of see that at the bottom of that letter, there's and by the way, the letter that sells you on coming to the thing was built using the system. So you can kind of see, I wrote that entire letter in 4.5 hours, right?
Yeah, but I like that you have, the way you described it to me, it was a fill-in-the-blank system, FIBS, where you just have these cards where you ask, there are different blocks of types of content, and then you walk us through how to fill out each of that content, so it's kind of plug and play. Yeah, and I'm providing flowcharts on every step. So you get a flowchart where you see every step of not just the process, but my thought process, all the way from research to how to write killer headlines, to how to write subheadlines, intro copy, bullet points, crafting the perfect offer at the end, PSs, even what should be, most people don't know things like this, like in a letter, what should be highlighted, what should be bolded, what should be italicized, what should be underlined. People don't know. They just see that and they kind of sometimes they'll kind of randomly do it, but they don't understand the psychology behind what makes that all work, right? The colors that you use. Are you presenting a negative or a positive message? You can absolutely destroy your conversions by having a muddled message. Like if an example is, oddly enough, most people don't want to use negative messages, but they typically work better than positive ones. If you've seen the old commercial, I've fallen and I can't get up, right? That was one of the most successful commercials ever ran in the history of television. And, at the end, if you go negative, you stay negative, right? That's a huge mistake people make. If you go positive and you're all sunshine and daisies, you got to stay sunshine and daisies. But you can't mix the two together. Like at the end of that commercial, you don't see grandma cuddled up around the fireplace with the grandkids. Grandma's dead on the floor being eaten by the cats. It's bad, right?
it's a bad commercial, where if you see a positive fun commercial, it always ends with a positive fun scene. So just, from the very beginning, setting your foundation and your research and trying to figure out, I pull public data. Like, we've got public data sources that you can give me any topic and I can find you the 360 most common questions about that topic being asked online. And that the insight of that is ridiculous when you go to craft an offer, because it's like you're reading the minds of thousands of people all at once, right? And it's a free resource. We've got, we use software that's $20. I write in $20 software, not Microsoft Word or any of that, but I write in a piece of $20 software because it tells me the grade level I'm writing at. It tells me when I'm passing, when I'm not. And I create a piece that I get to hear read back to me when I'm done. Totally game changing. When you hear your offers read back to you, you won't believe how stupid you sound. You'll go back and edit these things 2 or 3 times, and every time I do it, even in my email copy, it really makes a difference in sending emails. And I'll talk about creating offers in emails, creating offers in sales letters, creating offers in product listings, creating offers in job ads. I write smoking good job ads when I'm hiring people, because we have over 100 people that work for the company. So we're constantly seeking the best talent. So I use this stuff in every inch of my life, every day, all day. I think it's clearly the reason that I've been as successful as I've been. And I would love to teach you guys what I do, or as much as I can, in 2 days. And I'm really working to make this by the way, weirdly enough, Clayton Makepeace, I don't know if you know who he is or not. If you're not a copywriter, you may never heard of him. He's like a god to me, right? This guy's like a god to me. So he sends me a thing, says, hey, I hear you're doing a workshop. Do you care if I come out and sit on the front row and be a guest? And I'm like, Jesus, right? I did a talk on behavior not long ago, and the first row in my audience was Robert Cialdini, who wrote Influence.
Wow. And Persuasion. Wow.
I'm going to have a crappy day because I'm teaching, so I've really got to bring my A game, because my mentor and hero is sitting in the front row.
Well, here's what else I heard. Roland Frazier put a little bug in my ear. It might have been you or on Monday. I'm not sure which. But from what I understand now you guys charge about between like $30,000 for an annual membership, War Room, for the War Room. And these are the people you talked about who are doing, tens of millions of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars of sales, a lot, physical products and digital products. And some of those War Room members are going to be in that room.
60% of the room.
So just for that, think about it, guys. What do they say about your income is an average of the 5 people you hang around with the most? If you could meet those 5 people in a room like this, what would that be worth to you, to your business?
Certified, really certified $10 million businesses and up in that room. 60.
Yeah, a lot of times I find I don't know what I don't know. So I don't even know the questions to ask until I put myself in a room with people who are way far ahead of the curve and smarter than I am. Then all the things I didn't know I could be doing or understand the possibilities or potential, they're just part of their normal daily, day-to-day business. So being in a room of people who are ahead of the curve, to me, is a key in building my business and myself as a business person.
Yeah, it really does matter. I mean, these guys and girls, it's about 60-40 guys to girls probably.
Oh, wow.
People like Agora Publishing. I don't know if you know them, $1.5 billion company. They're in our Beachbody. They're a $1 billion company. The P90X and all those guys, they're in our group. So a lot of your guys that are teachers and mentors you're taking classes from, they're in our group as students, right? So I think that, I think Barbara's right. Like the connections you make one good connection, you leapfrog over 10 years of hard work. So, and in the process, you're going to learn something good. So it's really hard to not make this a good thing for you. It really, really is. And we're going to record this for the attendees only. So you'll be able to go back and rewatch it over and over and over again. I'm doing edits and reviews for people.
Oh, great.
For their first thing that they put out. We're glad to come in and look at it. I'm going to do 4 weeks of open mic calls after the event. So if you run into a problem and you don't understand something as you're trying to craft your offers, you can call in and we'll just talk about it.
Wow.
There are a number of other bonuses that are listed that you'll see. Obviously, you know I'm going to have a premium, right? So you can see all those things there. And I think
and you're known for your triple guarantees as well. Guys, go to the sales letter. After this webinar is done, go right over to perrybelcher.com/barber right away. Now, here's the deal. I'm not getting any commission for this. I'm not getting a spiff. I didn't bring Perry to you because I'm earning any money off of this. I brought Perry to you because when I met his group going to traffic and conversion, and I got lucky enough to get him on the phone on Monday, I know that he's so far ahead of the curve than where most of us are in our group here that we can't help but learn from him. So if you can get to Vegas in June 12th and 13th, I would love to see you there.
Yeah, we're going to be in there. Been there or not? Green Valley, this beautiful resort they built near my home. I live in Las Vegas, so it's near my home in Henderson, Nevada. It's not on the strips. It's not so hustly and bustly. I think it's the most beautiful casino in all of Nevada. It's just gorgeous. The rooms it's a 5-star. It's got 5-star service. It's got amazing pool, all that stuff. If you get a chance to come early or stay late, do, because the facility is just mind-boggling. It's really, really, really something. And I think you have a beautiful time, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm a lot of fun. You got to watch out. Hopefully, I won't say anything that offends you or drives you too crazy, because I can get going on a rant, But we're gonna have a lot of fun. And my partner Roland Frazier will be there. Brilliant guy. And we'll be meeting one-on-one with people there, doing walkout sessions where you can go talk to him about how he's built over 65 companies to over $10 million a year. 65. So if you want to walk out with him and spend 10 to 15 minutes, he's glad to do that with you. He's just a really good dude. But really,
it's not going to be a huge group. We're not talking thousands of people where nobody really gets access to you guys. I mean, you're expecting what, 50, 60 people, right?
100 people.
100 people, okay.
100 people total, and 60 of them are war room members. They're not going to take up much space because they get a lot of time with us. So, yeah, you're only talking about 40 outside people that'll be there, period.
How often do you do master classes like this?
I did one like this 5 years ago.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And I joke around the sales letter, if you know how I live, I like whiskey and running hard. So if you know how I live, I might not be around in 5 more years. So you better get it while you can.
Or you might sell a company and decide to actually retire this time.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Come join us in Vegas, guys. I'd love to see you June 12th to 13th. It's 2 weeks away, minus a day. Grab your hotel. I tried to grab a hotel on the 11th, and they were sold out on the 11th already, but I'll be there on the 12th and 13th. So get your hotel, register for the event. Hopefully I get to see you there. perrybelcher.com/barber. Do you have any closing words?
There's a really good hotel actually very close by there called Sunset Station.
Sorry, what is it? Sunset Station. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to stay at Sunset Station the night before, if they're sold out a day or so.
You're not sold out there, actually, Sunset Station. That's where I'm staying on the 11th.
Yeah, Sunset Station is a nice hotel. They got a 100-lane bowling alley in there, too. The biggest dang bowling alley you ever seen in your life. It's a lot of fun. I go there and bowl. So, but we're going to have a freaking blast, and you get to come to Vegas. So just tell everybody, hey, unfortunately, I've got to go to Vegas.
Yeah, bummer. You know what? The power for me is, even if they did make the recordings available at some point in time, years down the road, there is power in physical networking, face-to-face, meeting people. Deals are done face-to-face.
Yeah, I won't be there at the time in your living room when you're watching something if you ever get it, and you certainly won't be there, Barbara. So it's like, this is the chance to press the flesh and shake and howdy, and we'll probably do a little. I'm sure we'll do a little mixer the first night. Have a little cocktail mixer and get to know each other. Everybody gets a little bowl of loudmouth soup, and next thing you know, everybody's talking and spilling their guts.
A bowl of I'm guessing you're talking alcohol.
I call it loudmouth soup.
I have to translate. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I want to be respectful of your time and of the time of the people who got on here tonight. Thank you so much, Perry, for bringing this information to us, and I'll make the recording of this available to everybody and email it out. Go over to perrybelcher.com/Barbara. Read his sales letter. If nothing else, read that sales letter, because what he's going to be teaching the event is basically implemented in that sales letter. It's fascinating to read it.
You might read that sales letter and go, "This thing's awesome." I swear anybody could have written that. I sit down and answer 21 questions. That's all I do.
And those questions are what you're going to teach us at the event. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I answer 21 questions, and I will teach some psychology at the very beginning, because I basically ask 21 questions. I kind of run it through the filter of what I know about human behavior and psychology, which is I can boil down into about an hour right now, honestly, even though I've studied chimpanzees and cults and all kinds of crap.
Cool.
If it matters, I can boil down about an hour. I run it through there, and I pull a lot of public data in for research. And that's like the first thing I do is pull in a lot of public data. I kind of run it through a psychological filter, and then I ask 21 questions. And in a couple hours, I've got a sales piece that I shouldn't, I'll probably say it, but I mean, that piece, you can do the math, in just a couple of days is taking in $80,000.
Yeah. So,
and I've written pieces like that have taken in $6 million using the exact same system, one piece.
Now think about it, guys. When you learn these 21 questions and how to create, draft an offer, and you have those on your Amazon listings as a description and part of your bullet points, how much more could you convert on your product, your PL products, your wholesale products, and your bundles, just by knowing the psychology behind why people buy?
Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. So let me know if you have any questions. You can text message me if you have any questions. I'm sure you can reach out to Barbara.
Absolutely.
Barbara, I'll still make sure that that Barbara knows that you're coming to see her, and certainly not me, because I'm not that good looking.
You're not coming to see me. You're coming to meet with these guys. I'll be there if you want to hang out, but I'm definitely there to learn. I am so there to learn. So on that note, we know that that Perry can sell anything to a cult of monkeys.
Absolutely.
So thank you again, Perry, for being on here. I truly appreciate it. Go to perrybelcher.com/Barbara. Join us in Vegas in a couple of weeks. Hopefully I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you on Facebook. Talk to you guys later.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being on, guys.
Six seats left right now.
Oh, we got 6 seats left. Go over there and get your hotel room and register for this event, and I'll see you folks in Vegas.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.